When a company decides to lay people off, it doesn't start with HR. It doesn't start with performance reviews either. The decision usually happens much earlier, in spreadsheets, forecasts, and internal discussions you'll never be part of. By the time managers are giving feedback or scheduling meetings, the outcome is already leaning in one direction. Today, I want to break down how companies actually think about layoffs and why the people affected often have no idea it's coming. Part 1. The big misunderstanding. Most people believe this. If I perform well, I'm safe. That belief keeps people calm. It also keeps them working harder. But layoffs don't start with who is bad at their job. They start with which roles can we remove with the least resistance. That's a very different question. Part 2. Why performance is a weak shield. Here's something uncomfortable. Performance is local. Layoff decisions are structural. Executives don't sit in a room debating, is David good or bad at Excel? They ask, can this work be merged? Can this team be centralized? Can this function be paused? If the answer is yes, performance barely matters. Part 3. The real layoff filters. This is where it gets interesting. When companies plan layoffs, they quietly look for roles that don't directly touch revenue, teams that exist because they always existed, people whose output is hard to defend in one sentence, work that can be absorbed by another team. Notice something. None of this mentions talent. Part 4. Why some average people survive. Ever seen this? A solid performer gets laid off. An average one survives. It feels unfair, but there's a reason. The survivor usually owns a critical dependency, knows how systems connect, holds information others don't, sits between teams. They're not better, they're harder to untangle. Part 5. The role of timing. Timing matters more than effort. If your project ends right before a cost-cutting phase, you're exposed. If your work peaks during planning season, you're protected. Layoffs aren't just about who you are. They're about when you're visible. Part 6. The silent warning signs. Here's the scary part. Most people see the signs, but explain them away. Things like sudden documentation requests, process optimization meetings, cross-training for flexibility, leaders asking for role summaries. These aren't always bad, but during uncertainty, they're often preparation. Part 7. The question you should be asking. Instead of asking, am I performing well? Ask, if my role disappeared tomorrow, how painful would that be for the system? That answer matters more than any KPI. Layoffs don't target people, they target positions. Understanding that changes how you work, how you plan, and how seriously you take your career. Because by the time layoffs are announced, the real decisions are already over.